Wow, it's way back when.
It's crazy. Triggers a lot of thoughts. I don't remember first day specifically. I remember the interview though, that getting the tour and in the old house, how 3 houses connected together. I remember walking around and like all the wall corners and trim were all beat up and falling apart. But probably a little different mindset, but I remember thinking, okay, they don't waste their money on making things look real nice. I can appreciate that. So most people walk in there and probably were immediately turned off by it, but I was like, all right, I'm not putting money in fancy office stuff, and that appealed to me.
It was on a Saturday because, again, I was in high school, so I came in on Saturdays. I walked in, Ken Jones handed me the bucket and sponge and said, get the trucks washed. And after you're done washing the trucks, change the oil. And that was all the instruction he gave me.
I remember walking in, I shared an office with Ron Barrick, which was one of the best opportunities that I had. But I walked in, I really didn't have any idea what I was getting into. It was the first engineering job at Tom Rushlow. Had like 3 big red well files sitting on my desk and designed the septic system. Okay, you have no internet then. You didn't have any way to Google it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember floundering around, but then what did I get myself into if I'm so incompetent?
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
We got into some environmental monitoring well sampling when it was about winter, so we're out sitting on 5-gallon buckets and sampling monitoring wells in the freezing cold, and yeah, so that was a lot of fun. My first day was a Monday. Very excited because this is my first real job. And I was walking up the back steps, and first person I met was Jack Bentley. He was coming down the steps. And he said, "Are you the new guy?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you have to take out the trash." New guy takes out the trash. All the notes you had to take were written down in a field book. And then at the end of the day, you'd turn the field book into the office staff, and they would do all the calculations using trigonometry and calculators to figure out the coordinates. Nowadays, one person can do the work of 3 times as fast, I'd say.
Remember when we first started using computers, and I look back as like this startup tech company running around with these little 5 1/4 floppy blocks and 3.5 inch on files, and the whole goal was to do one project on just one disk. You didn't have multiple disks and multiple projects, and it was just boxes and boxes and piles of things.
It's gone from the technology to the amount of people you need on a crew. It's so jealous of our teams that we have out in the field now and the type of equipment that they have.
First computer I was handed was, I don't even know. I think it was very old, but I had learned AutoCAD, but the system I was given was an older version of that, and it was the AutoCAD pad, where you had to use looked like a mouse. It was not a mouse, but you'd hover over the command that you wanted to do. It took me so long to do everything. I felt like I was going to be let go almost immediately because it was just a set of tools that were much older than what I was used to doing.
When I first started, we really didn't have calculators. We had these little wheels that you'd spin with the different numbers that would add and subtract for you. That was kind of neat. Then we got a hand calculator, and now we have computers with Revit on it and Draw 3D.
We were probably the last company to get email. We had like one computer with internet access. Everybody had to go down there. We had clients that were like, "Oh, just email it to me." I stick it in an envelope and mail it to you. That way you have a hard copy for your record.
Mandatory Saturdays.
Mandatory Saturdays, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
What you just mentioned, that's one of the things that's changed over the times too, is because people wore all the hats. Like Jim, you said, he was marketing, he was HR, he was accounting, and when I came in, definitely HR, accounting, all these hats, the vehicles, things like that. And we have separate people to do that now.
So we also did blueprints back in the day, so drawings more like this than like this. And we had a spot sort of it was in the middle house that the blueprint machine was in, and there was a lot of hours I spent at that machine. I don't know if everybody else did, but ventilation was opening a window. It was pretty stinky when we were in there, and
The ammonia.
the ammonia was tough after
Intense.
a couple hours. But that is how we printed our drawings, very slowly.
Things.
We used to mow our own lawn and
Yeah.
driveway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Re-roof the building when it
Change out a water heater.
Yeah.
We worked a 10-hour day with a half a day on Saturdays, and we were actually known for that. I would say we don't quite work that way now because the times changed, but I think just that work ethic has stayed through with the company the whole time I've been here.
Yeah. So in some ways, not a lot different. I mean, I think there was a group of a lot of people from really different backgrounds, a lot of construction background, kind of a melting pot of, people in survey and architect and engineers, and just taking care of our clients.